Hi, this is Mike Brown, owner of Death Wish Coffee Company. Welcome to Fueled by Deathcast.
I love Jeff, but sweet and hot. Whoop, Mr. Motorama coffee spot.
Death Wish Coffee presents Fueled by Deathcast, the world's strongest podcast. With your hosts, the incredible Jeff and the amazing D-Man.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Fueled by Deathcast. It's another exciting episode, I hope.
Yeah,
I think it is, right?
I'm glad you didn't try to predict the future, Jeff. You'll get why we're laughing about that in a bit.
Nah, you won't.
Nah, you'll forget by the time we get to it.
Man, we're a little frisky today. It's good. It's a good day. It's the last day of February. We're going into March already. 2018 is just off and running. It's crazy.
Just glad we're seeing some of the snow melt, and we're able to be outdoors for more than 10 minutes without the snot freezing in our eyeballs.
That's true.
And it's a good time of year.
It's getting nicer. Nicer. This is episode 64, everybody, for those of you keeping track at home. And as always, I am the incredible Jeff.
And I am the amazing D-Man.
Please follow us over on social media. Let us know what you think of the show. Give us some suggestions of what we can do on this show. We love to hear from you guys. It's very easy to follow us. I am at Jeff Wish Coffee.
And I am at Death Wish Dustin.
That easy. And if this is your first time checking out the show, or if it's your 100th time checking out the show, you know the drill then. This is share this feed, comment, share it in the comments, and you can win this mug. This one right here. It was a pretty good mug.
What number is it, Jeff?
It is 1009.
As far as mugs that we get here, that's actually a pretty low number.
Yeah, this was our awesome Friday the 13th mug this year, our Friday the 13th / Halloween mug this year.
I love the way this one came out, and this was the medallion was actually designed by Jack Akerson.
Yes.
Which, he did an awesome job on this.
He really did. And we love the mug, and we've told you guys before on this show, every now and again, we go through the warehouse, and we clean it up, and we find some random mugs all over the place. We found this one, and we're like, we're giving that away on the show.
Hell yeah, why not?
For sure. So, once again, share this feed, share in the comments, and we'll send this right out to you if you win it, and it'll be signed by D-Man and myself.
Mwah.
Kiss for luck.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I want to say a special shout-out this week to our good friends over at another podcast, Mr. Throwback Thursday, Mr. TBT. If you guys are fans of hip-hop, go check these guys out. And the reason why I'm bringing it up is because we love other podcasters. We try to give them love whenever we can. And the guys over at Mr. Throwback Thursday made some cool audio bumps for other podcasts and shows to play. And I'm going to play you their brand new bump on our show right now.
What's up, everybody? This is Mr. Throwback Thursday from the Mr. Throwback Thursday podcast, along with my co-host Bill. Every Thursday, we bring you classic hip-hop.
Classic. Classic.
You know, all the good stuff, the stuff that you forgot about, the golden age, pre-golden age, back to the original era.
For all the pioneers, I'm going way back.
Each week, we bring you hip-hop headlines, so we let you know what's going on with your favorite artists from back in the day. We bring you Wu News. We dedicate an entire segment just to the Wu-Tang Clan every week.
Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
We bring you 2 records. One is a one and done. One is a record of the week. We give you an artist of the month. We give you all the classics.
Classic. Straight classic.
Come and check us out. Every week we're on iTunes, Stitcher, and at MrThrowbackThursday.com. And if you remember nothing else, always remember, new school stale, old school fresh.
All right. And we can't get going with this show without thanking our good friend, Brock Powell.
BrockVox.com.
He's the voice actor on this show that does all of the awesome voice bumps that you hear, and he has an incredible career doing voices for all sorts of stuff, TV, video games, you name it. Go on over to BrockVox.com, check him out. Check out his podcast, too, Unpop Podcast. Those guys do some really fun stuff over there.
And don't forget, we always don't look like amateurs because of Black Magic Design.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's true. Love those guys. Black Magic Design makes all the technology we use to make this show look as great as it does. And just it's so user-friendly. The company's great. And a lot of it's a lot of it's affordable. Some of it's a little pricey, but I mean, you're getting what you pay for. We have a veritable television studio over here. It's crazy.
You know, I saw somebody post recently, hey, does anybody know about, you know, the workings of Facebook Live? And then I saw everybody pretty much commenting, you know, yeah, if you want to make, you know, shitty looking and sounding live videos, that's the best way to do it. Well,
Right.
we don't have to pretty much sacrifice quality of video just by going on Facebook Live. And the way we're able to do that is with products from Blackmagic Design. So that's why we're always appreciative of what they do. So we can produce a high quality show and just blast it out to all you guys on Facebook.
For sure. And as always, thanks for watching and listening, guys.
Secret code unlocked. Discount of death.
Yay.
This week, if you type in the discount code CLIFF,
CLIFF.
you will get 20% off of the Jeremy Fish Artist Series set,
Yeah.
which is really awesome. We've already dropped down the price quite a bit on that, and now with an extra 20% off, you really don't have a reason not to get it now.
It's so cool. You get a bag of beans, delicious Death Wish coffee beans, with the artwork on the bag, and then you get the artwork on the tin, a nice collectible tin, and a print that's numbered inside as well of the artwork done by artist Jeremy Fish. And this guy is incredible. He's done some of the most coolest artwork for the city of San Francisco, also for the likes of A$AP Rock and Snoop Dogg, and he just did a thing with Jameson, which was
wow,
rad.
that's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so he's really awesome. And
You know-
he's from our area.
And when we came up with this idea, it wasn't like oh, let's get on the bandwagon of artists and try to market this. And
Right.
It was more like, we love art, we want to support artists, and that's why we came out with this Artist Series set. And you can get 20% off of it this week until Wednesday, March 7th, if you use the discount code CLIFF. And Jeff, tell them why we're using the word Cliff.
Because we have a very special guest this week, and he is not just an actor, he's an artist. He is a Renaissance man. His name is Cliff Simon. There he is. Cliff is, literally by calling him an actor, is just scratching the surface of who this guy really is. He's always jumping headfirst into life, and when you guys see or hear our interview with him tomorrow, you'll understand why. Growing up in South Africa during apartheid, joining the Air Force, becoming a dancer, becoming a primary player at Moulin Rouge.
Olympic swimmer,
kiteboarder, and obviously, like we said, an actor. And if you guys are fans of the television show Stargate SG-1, you might recognize him as the fan favorite villain Ball.
And he's almost always playing a villain in all your favorite shows. I know he played a villain in, I think he was a villain in The Americans.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a great show, but the dude just looks, evil.
Yeah, but he does a great job doing it, and what a great conversation with this guy. And we're going to give you a sneak peek of it right now of the episode that's airing tomorrow with Cliff Simon, so here you go.
The Fueled by Death guest.
Sold my little car, had enough money to buy an air ticket, and off I went. And I'd had close to 8 years of dancing already under my belt in South Africa. So, I was kind of confident. I knew what I was doing and all that kind of stuff. And I flew to Paris. And it was unbelievable. And after 3 months of being in the chorus there, I ended up being principal for the rest of the year that I was there. They offered that to me after 3 months because the principal had to leave for whatever reason.
Wow.
It was such an amazing experience, man.
And for our listeners and viewers out there, I'm going to sink a link into this show, too. You are an author as well. You wrote all about this in your book, Paris Nights, My Year at the Moulin Rouge, and which is amazing because, it like you said, it is such an iconic thing. And you were there on the heels of basically the 100th anniversary of this club that, like, is just, it's written about in songs. It is the dream of most dancers in the industry. Is there, I'm sure you've covered it all in the book, but is there a fond memory of the Moulin Rouge that you hearken back to from time to time? Do you ever think back at that time in your life?
Yeah, it's so much. I mean, it's all in the book, of course, but so much happened to me in Paris. I got involved with, it was nightlife in Pigalle. It's like, you can't get better than that, or worse, depending on how you look at it. fantastic. I got involved with guys who wanted me to smuggle diamonds and the whole thing from South Africa, and, which ended up, I mean, it's all in the book. But one of the great memories I have of the Moulin Rouge is I'd been there about 2 or 3 months, and I knew my dancing career, this was probably the last show I was ever going to do. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't unhappy about that because I felt, I wanted to move on and start experiencing other things. And we had a party backstage, and I took a bottle of wine. This was after the show at night, so this was probably 1 o'clock in the morning. All the dancers were up in backstage having a party, up in the dressing room areas. And I took a bottle of wine and walked down onto the stage, and the whole room was now dark. But it still had the heat from the lights and the smell of smoke, and it was quiet. There was no one there, and I went and I sat on the middle of the stage with my bottle of wine, and I just looked at the walls and the beautiful velvet curtains and all this kind of stuff, and I felt part of something so big and so historical, and I couldn't believe that I was working at the Moulin Rouge in Paris. I mean, I kept saying, there's no ways I'm good enough to be here. I can't be here. I didn't even think I would ever work there. It was a dream.
Science!
All right, D-Man. So science this week. For the first time in a while, we're not going to space.
You know what? Lost Mayan civilizations might be just as scary.
Yeah.
In their own little way, just like, oh, we didn't realize this whole giant group of people was hanging out in this part of the world, and they were just completely wiped out, and we don't know why.
That's true, and that is exactly what we're talking about. There has been a new LiDAR study that reveals thousands of ancient Mayan structures in Guatemala.
So LiDAR is like radar, but
yeah,
different.
We've actually talked about it on this show before.
Yeah.
LiDAR is short for light detection and ranging. And what it is it's a laser survey, and it is found, and this is incredible, over 60,000 man-made structures in the forests of Guatemala.
Whoa.
Now, we've been there before. This is actually a real photo of some of the area, and as you can see with your naked eye, some of the structures peek out of the trees. So we know that those were there. But we had no idea to the extent that this culture actually existed back in the day. We always thought that the Mayans had a couple of major cities that were very far apart from each other, and it was kind of like this haphazard community-based kind of thing.
Right.
Now, that's completely wrong, and we know it to be a fact, and that's what's really crazy about this. 73 stone buildings, 4,775 mountain terraced fields, and 5,080 architectonic objects, mainly in the shape of pyramids. Literally large palaces, isolated houses, ceremonial centers, and elevated highways pepper the landscape.
Wow. So they thought they were all spread out, and now we're connecting the dots with just even more buildings.
Yes.
That's insane.
And what this does is it takes, and the laser radar technology is able to peel away all of the vegetation, and what's left is anything that's man-made or stone structure, and we're able to really look at that imagery. And it takes minutes, where it would take us years with a machete, literally going through the jungles, looking at rocks and going, was this a pyramid once? Like, what was this? Like, really having to dig through it. We're able to do it in such a short amount of time. It's absolutely incredible.
I love how the answer is always lasers. Just use lasers.
Just use lasers.
That'll
people.
work. Outer space, lasers. Earth, lasers.
And this picture that I have up now is actually a bit larger version of the layout of everything, of all the structures that we found. And this is only scratching the surface of this area. We had no idea that this many people were living here, this many structures were here, and they had this amount of civilization.
And that's what's still there. Can you imagine what was set up, like even just like huts or houses of more organic material that is just broken down and not there anymore? So we're just seeing the really heavy stuff that still remains now, which is a very large amount of stuff, which is crazy.
Totally. This is the actual area in Guatemala where they're mapping it, and this is a very small area. They've been working for years, and they're going to continue to work for years, widening the area that they're looking in, because who knows? If we're finding this in this area, who knows? The whole Central America could be peppered with this.
I wonder if the Mayans were drinking coffee.
Who knows?
Oh,
I don't know.
There's
maybe
good coffee grown in Guatemala, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if those plants were around then, but I'd imagine they might have been. Maybe even eating the coffee fruit.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Maybe. Dr. Marcelo Canuto, the director of the Middle American Research Institute at the Tulane University, says, it seems clear now that the ancient Maya transformed their landscape on a grand scale in order to render it more agriculturally productive. As a result, it seems likely that this region was much more densely populated than we would have traditionally thought. According to the analyzed data gained by scanning, it was inhabited by close to 10 to 15 million people.
Wow, and that's a lot back then.
We had no idea. These results suggest that the ancient Mayan civilization that we thought was just peppered along the landscape at one time now rivaled ancient Greece or ancient China. And this was 1,200 years ago. And to give you a little bit more of an insight of what we're looking at, I have a photo here. This is a literal photo taken in the jungle of the area where they were using the LiDAR, okay? Now, to you and I, D-Man, I'm looking at this. I mean, it looks like jungle. It does not look like... you couldn't look at this and say, oh, yeah, I see structures, right?
Yeah, I see spiders.
Yeah, nothing.
That's just about it.
This is the same photo that I'm going to show you now after LiDAR has been applied. That is a pyramid. That mound right there that was there, and I'll go back to it. There it is.
Whoa.
And there it is.
Know.
You'd never know. Again, you would know if you looked at that mound and went, I wonder what's in this mound, and took a pickaxe and some shovels.
But there's mounds everywhere.
And shoveled into it, and then was like, oh, there's a structure under here, and there's a little bit of a roadway there.
Which is pretty much what happened with, I believe it's, not in Machu Picchu. The one in Turkey was pretty much like accidentally found. They were just digging in the area, and they're like, what the hell is this?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. And this is an ancient society that didn't use the wheel or beasts of burden. This was before that.
Wow.
Yes. And yet they were literally moving mountains at the time. They were creating all of these structures, interconnecting roadways, irrigation, agriculture to feed millions of people. They found tons of battlements and palaces that have like moats or walls. So they were defending themselves for years, hundreds of years against, probably warring tribes and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I mean like millions of people being sustained in this area.
Wow, that's incredible.
Incredible. And like I said, the project is still underway in the next few years.
So we're going to find even more stuff, inevitably.
They want to map out a 5,000 square foot area. And this is another LiDAR image, and I've actually got like another little side-by-side comparison of that image, which is crazy because, I mean, again, flying over it, and a lot of this area is restricted. We're not allowed to go there and start just digging because it's Guatemalan.
Yeah, it's protected rainforest.
Protected areas. But now that we've found this, we can sift through a lot of this data and actually make cases to go in there logically, cleanly, the right people, the right tools, and to not
because now we know
disturb
where it is, we're not going to do any unnecessary digging.
Right. And what's crazy is the LiDAR is so precise, and the way that we can look at the data that we're getting from it is so precise that we found that we're not the first ones to find this. Now, this is, like I said, 1,200 years ago, but we found evidence of looting in some of these sites. Trenches that have been dug hundreds of years later, or tunnels that, are obviously newer than the surrounding structures. So, there have been people who have found these sites before they've been completely grown over. And that's the other thing. The Mayan civilization, not only do we now know was so large and really transformed this landscape, they took this landscape and made it this lush agricultural epicenter. So it was not a jungle back then. You know what I mean? It's been overgrown over the last 1,200 years. That's why we can't find any of it. But back then, it would have looked like this thriving metropolis. It would have looked like Manhattan 1,200 years ago.
Wow, that's incredible.
Incredible.
And let me back up a little bit.
Sure.
When I was talking about coffee, I don't know the exact timeline, but coffee originated in Ethiopia and was not moved into surrounding countries or other countries at a much later date. So the Mayan civilization would never even have seen the coffee plant. So I was just remembering that as we were talking about it, because it wasn't until much, much later that Ethiopia started trading the coffee plant to other countries. They started growing it in other countries. But before Ethiopia, there was no other countries, no other place in the world that had the coffee plant.
And I encourage you guys, especially every single week when we do these science segments, I encourage you guys to go out there and find out more information, because we just try to touch upon just a little bit to make an exciting segment, but there's so much more about this discovery, which is incredible. A lot of what I'm telling you guys, I gleaned from National Geographic, and National Geographic is actually going to be coming out with a brand new special, I believe this summer. I'm going to get the title wrong, but it's something like The Lost City of the Mayans, the Snake Gods, and it's going to be all about a lot of what they found through this, but earlier discoveries too, with some of the new temples that they found, which is so interesting. So I was so excited when this came across our news.
I like that.
Yeah,
but where did they all go?
Yeah,
that's so crazy. I mean, we already knew that they had just disappeared, and we don't know why. But now, when we're looking at 10 to 15 million people that we don't know what happened to them.
Yeah.
That's kind of scary.
Yeah.
What do you think happened to them, Jeff?
I don't know, man. Aliens.
It's always aliens.
It's always aliens.
What fuels you?
All right. So, like I said before, this week we got to talk to, the most incredible person I think I've talked to in a very long time.
Yeah, he was
Cliff Simon.
He was so very interesting, and I just want to be him.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, again, tune in tomorrow for our incredible full-length interview with Cliff. We literally go through his life, and he's got a book out actually about his experience at the Moulin Rouge, and he's got a whole body of work as an actor, but I mean, there's so much more to him than that.
He is like the actual most interesting man in the world.
For sure.
He really is that guy.
Yeah,
and
for
it's
sure.
so cool. And he's so nice and so intelligent.
Yeah.
And it was just so refreshing to talk to him.
Yeah, and one of the things that was awesome was immediately when we got him on the phone to talk, he told Dustin and I how he loved the idea of our show, because he himself is fueled by death. And that is the idea of this show. The whole antithesis of why we do the What Fuels You is because we're all fueled by death. That idea that we want to leave this world a little different before we leave it for good.
And even on top of that, we don't want to have our last dying day looking back and regretting not taking the chances that were presented in front of us.
Right.
And I think, this really drove Cliff Simon to really look at his options and go, hell yeah, I'm doing that. I don't care if it's scary. I don't want to regret not doing it. And it seems like that has led him to some really, really cool situations in life.
Yes.
And I think that's something we can all take into our lives and really just, whenever a challenge is presented, or maybe like a risky opportunity, to dive right in, because even if it turns out that it was not the right decision, we don't want to be looking back and thinking, man, I really should have tried that. If anything, we want to look back and go, I tried it. It might not have worked out, but man, I'm glad I went for it.
Totally. And what he also talked about is, he said it like this. He said, to experience satisfaction in learning something new, he feels that the human body was built to feel sensation. And so he lives his life like that. And when, in talking to him, it was ever apparent that so many times in his life, he was just like, yeah, fuck it, I'm going to try that.
Yeah.
Doing that now. Like, he tells this story, when he moved to the States, he saw people kite surfing, which is an incredible sport if you've never seen it.
By the way, an incredibly difficult sport.
Very.
I've dabbled with it a little bit, played with some of the kites and stuff like that. It is incredibly tough to kind of tell where that kite's going to drag you.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you're trying to get up on a board in water. It's insane. I imagine before the first person ever went kiteboarding, nobody believed that you could do something in the vein of kiteboarding. It's nuts.
I mean, he moved to California, obviously, to pursue acting, and literally saw somebody out in the surf doing this. And the next day, I think he said he went and bought a kiteboard and started learning to do it.
Yeah, how cool is that? So, like, next time you see something and it sparks interest in you, fucking go for
What's
it, bro.
stopping you?
Seriously, you don't want to look back and be like, goddamn, I wish I tried kiteboarding before I died or grew old and my knees went bad.
Yeah.
Go for it. Make your knees bad kiteboarding.
Yeah. It was so inspiring to talk to somebody like that who just takes life by the horns and really embodies what we're talking about, this idea that we're all fueled by death. We're all, spoiler alert, we're all going to die sometime, whether it's the minute I'm done talking to you, I might keel over and die, or it might be 100 years from now and I'll be the oldest person alive at that point. Who knows? But at some point, we're all going to punch that ticket and we're all going to leave this world for good. And I think that exactly is what fuels every single one of us to want to try those things.
Yeah,
to
just
wanna
send
try,
it. Just do it.
Yeah, to just try something new, to just go out there and just say yes to it and just give it a shot. Like he said, the body is built to feel sensation. Why not fill it with a bunch of awesome sensation?
How many women's hearts do you think he went over with that line?
Still. So, definitely his wife.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been together now for
I
like
can
20
picture him
years,
saying
so.
it to the body is meant to feel sensation.
Yeah,
He's just like, oh, you got me, bro.
Got me. I'm in.
Here you go.
Yeah. Oh, man. I don't know what else to say.
You
know?
guys, just 100%, if you're listening to this now, make sure to check in tomorrow to listen to the podcast tomorrow. You won't regret it, I promise. It's certainly one of the most interesting interviews we had, but we're talking to the most interesting man in the world, and he really opened up about how everything went, how his life went, and it's a really cool chronological story talking to this guy, and he's just so well spoken and intelligent. It really just leads you on the journey of his life.
Yes.
Tune in.
Yeah.
Tune the fuck in. It's great.
Hell yeah.
Community Shoutout!
All right, so I think you're going to like this one this week, D-Man. Community shout-out this week, Francisco Franza. On Instagram, he's at Chico Franza. There he is. Really rad photo
Ooh,
of
I
him
like that guitar.
playing guitar. He's got a nice orange stack in the back there.
Oh, nice.
Looking all dapper with his Death Wish shirt. And I did a little digging, and he plays in a band called the Mothership Tributo, and it is the Brazilian Led Zeppelin tribute band. And I have a picture of all the band members there. And they kill it. They kill it. And it took me a minute to find them, actually, because there's a couple Mothership tribute bands out there.
He's wearing a Black Fucking Label
Yeah, he
Society
is.
shirt.
Yeah,
That's
he
awesome.
is. Like, I couldn't believe it. There's one in Peru, there's one in Mexico, there's one in America, and they're all called Mothership, which is great. I think you guys should all go on tour together, and it would be 5 hours of Led Zeppelin. I mean, come on. I'm in.
Hey, you know who doesn't have all those tribute bands?
Who's that? Pink Floyd?
Yeah.
But I wanted to play you guys a little clip from Francisco's Instagram of him rocking a guitar solo here, and he happens to be wearing a killer shirt again. So here's that. Yeah, that was pretty rad. And
Dude's talented.
he's super talented.
Damn, dude. Congratulations on being awesome at guitar. Seriously.
Yeah, so mugs up this week to Francisco Franza, community shout out. And as you can see behind me, I just want to put it out there. Golden tickets went great, and we saw some of you guys on the internet receive that golden ticket mug, and we wanted to put that out there because we were so happy. We love it when you guys post any merchandise you get from us, because it's always cool to see what we labor over go out into the world and be enjoyed.
Personally, I love to see the golden ticket show up.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Like, dude, congrats.
Congrats.
And I let them know, congratulations on winning this. Very, very cool. I love that the golden ticket mug is actually a little bit golden.
Golden, yeah.
This time
I got
around.
another one too that was posted there with the Valhalla. I like the golden on gold action there. It's kind of nice.
That's nice.
But yeah, we were really proud of this mug. We're really excited about it. You know, again, the actual sale is coming right up, and it's going to benefit the Dropkick Murphys Claudia Fund. And I mean, come on, we're doing a mug with the Dropkick Murphys. What's cooler than that for St. Patrick's Day? So excited. So congrats to all you golden ticket winners out there, and get ready because we're going to keep doing that all year round with every mug release, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
And speaking of which, if you are to the Dropkick Murphys, we do have an interview coming up with Ken Casey.
Yeah.
And certainly interesting. It was really cool to sit down with him. So
yeah,
if you're a fan of Dropkick Murphys,
Murphys,
I'll get my tongue right. Don't worry.
I'll put a pin in that too. We're not gonna keep that a secret. We were so excited to have Ken on the show, and we're gonna release that for the St. Patrick's Day week. Because you want to celebrate a whole week of St. Patrick's Day. You don't want to just celebrate that one day.
Just keep drinking.
So for that whole week, that podcast, that will be the one with Ken Casey from Dropkick. So cannot wait for that. This week, like every other week, we got some birthdays to dole out this week. And I actually two pretty important ones on Thursday, the first day of March. First up, the incredibly beautiful Lupita Nyong'o. She is going to be 34 years old. She was in Star Wars: The Force Awakens as Max Kanata. She was a voice. She was the little old lady alien that helped out. Han Solo there and everything. Yeah, she was the voice of that. But most recently, I'm so excited. She was in the Black Panther.
Wakanda.
Wakanda forever.
Seriously, if you want a drinking game, watch the Black Panther, drink whenever they say Wakanda. It'll be great.
She plays an incredible character who helps out the Black Panther there, looking great in this photo, but then looking so badass. She gets some really cool fight scenes in there too, which is really cool. The whole movie, it's a lot of fun, guys. If you haven't seen it. Wakanda forever. Also, Thursday, March 1st. Speaking of movies, Mr. Ron Howard is going to be 64 years old. This guy, I mean, obviously, famous now as a director, Apollo 13. I'm blanking on some of them. But because what I'm thinking of is he started his career as an actor.
Sorry, you scare me when you stammer at me.
Sorry.
I don't know what to do.
Sorry.
What
I was getting to is he started his career as an actor.
Yeah.
Happy Days. Everybody knows him from Happy Days.
Oh, right.
Even earlier than that, though, there he is on the Andy Griffin Show. He was the kid on the Andy Griffin Show. Yeah. Like the little Ronnie Howard right there.
Wow.
What an incredible guy. Actor, director, all-around good dude who has been creating incredible content for us to be entertained by for frickin' years. So awesome. On Friday, March 2nd, keeping it in the family, his daughter.
Oh.
Bryce Dallas Howard. She's going to be 37 years old. You might remember her from the ill-fated Spider-Man 3. She was also in The Village. And most recently, she is Claire in Jurassic World and the upcoming Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. And I actually have a photo of her from...
Super pretty.
Super pretty. And she happens to be friends with one of our friends of the show. And I'm going to play a little Snapchat video that went viral last year of the two of them. A good friend of ours on this show is one of the owners of Caveman Coffee, Lacey Mackey.
Oh.
And Lacey is actually Bryce's trainer.
Oh, that makes sense.
And she was helping her get ready for Jurassic World, and also subsequently Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, the new one that's coming out. And they put out this just adorable 7-second Snapchat filter of them getting ready to work out. Here it is.
She's made me fit. Let's go work out.
Oh, it's so adorable. So happy birthday to her. On Sunday, March 4th, the incredible Catherine O'Hara is going to be 64 years old. Now, you probably remember her.
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice forever. Also, Kevin!
By the way, I think you spelled Beetlejuice wrong. I don't think it's literally spelled Beetlejuice.
I did spell it wrong.
G-U-I-S-E.
Yeah, I did spell it wrong.
Okay.
It was auto-corrected and all that, but you guys can't see that. But but also Home Alone.
Yep.
For sure. But the one that she gets the least amount of credit for, but I think is the greatest, is she was Sally in Nightmare Before Christmas.
I didn't. Did you guys know that?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
She not only and this is what's also incredible.
Wow, what a good job.
A lot of times in animated, or in this sense, claymation, you get somebody to do the voice and then you get somebody to do the singing voice. And that exactly happened with Jack Skelton. Jack Skelton, his speaking voice is Chris Sarandon. From
Danny
Princess Bride.
Elfman sang
yes,
it,
and
yeah.
Danny Elfman, the composer, actually sang Jack Skelton's parts. But Catherine O'Hara did both. She was both the speaking part of Sally and the singing part. And this is actually, they did a concert at the Hollywood Bowl a couple of years back.
Elfman?
That's Danny Elfman and her
Oh,
singing
that's so
singing
cool.
the duet.
Oh.
And it's all on YouTube. If you guys are a fan of the movie and you've never seen this live performance, it's all on YouTube. It's
Look at
absolutely
how they're
magical.
dressed. It's perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's magical. It's
Oh my God,
incredible.
it looks magical.
Yeah, it's incredible. So go check that out. But a happy birthday to her on Sunday, March 4th. On Tuesday, March 6th, the incredibly large Shaquille O'Neal is going to be 46 years old. This man is humongous. He's humongous. Every time I see pictures of him, like in reality, it's like, I can't believe humans can be that large and in charge. He's big.
He's a flat earther.
He is a flat earther. It's a shame. But at one time, we didn't care that he was a flat earther. We just cared that he mammothly dunked basketballs. Like when remember when he first...
We don't pay you to think, Shaq. Stop talking about flat earth and start dunking more basketballs. I love it. He's like, oh, from up here, it looks like it's flat, so it must be flat. It's like, dude, don't worry about it. Just keep on putting those balls in baskets.
You remember when he first started and he used to break the backboard?
Yeah.
Oh, my God, because he's so huge. Like, look, it's just huge. Huge. Crazy.
I would never want to get in his way. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Can you imagine he's charging the basket and you're just like,
Yeah.
done. You're done.
Oh, my God, he'd step on me and just squish me.
Squish.
Finally, Wednesday, March 7th, Bryan Cranston. There he is. He's going to be 62 years old.
The
He
dude
looks
is in
great.
everything lately.
He's in everything lately. Obviously, well known for his incredible work on the Breaking Bad series, which I still haven't watched.
Jeff.
I know.
Out of all this dumb shit you watch, you
I
should definitely
know.
watch Breaking Bad.
I know. It's one of those
Tell
things
him, people. Tell him how good Breaking Bad is. Maybe even let him know your favorite episode so he'll be excited to when he gets there.
Yeah.
As far as my favorite episode, I don't know. I like them all. They're pretty damn good.
He was also in the newer Godzilla movie.
Yeah, that was all right.
He's been in all sorts of stuff.
I've noticed him lately. A lot of like up and coming series. What's the? He's in a lot of Amazon Prime. Stuff now. He must have I don't know, stock tied up with them or something. But, what's it? The Dreams. It's like Black Mirror, but
I think I know what you're talking about. But yeah, he's in everything. But
he's also in Sneaky Pete, plays a mob boss. He's awesome in that.
Soft spot in my heart, and I know you're gonna go, ugh. But
Malcolm in the Middle.
I
love that show. Why are you gonna?
Okay, good.
Why you gotta hate on me?
I didn't know if you were gonna hate on it, but man, he was so funny on that show. He was so freaking funny, and that's one of the reasons why he had so much success as Walter White, because he was coming out of this.
Yeah.
You know, like he was this dad that had to deal with three boys and be slapstick comedy forever, and then it was like, so the dad from Malcolm in the Middle is going to be selling methamphetamines. And it's like, wait, what? Like,
dude, it was that must have been so amazing for his career, because Malcolm in the Middle is like that setup jab for him, and then the coming out with Breaking Bad was an overhand right that'll knock you out, because you're expecting one thing and he does another, and he does it better than anybody has ever done it before.
Yeah.
I mean, hands down, Bryan Cranston, one of my most favorite actors. You just feel awesome watching him perform. It's really cool.
Totally. So happy birthday to all those guys.
I smell a roast.
Okay, this week on the roast, I've got like a broader topic to talk about, because, I don't know how I really feel about it, and I have a feeling you probably are going to feel differently about it. That's why we like doing the roast.
I'm calling shenanigans already before we even start. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
My roast it stems from the Olympics, And I'll kind of preface it like this. The Simpsons have yet again predicted the future thanks to the recent Olympics. So my overarching roast idea is time travel real? Should it be a topic that we even talk about? And the reason why I bring this up.
Guess what? You don't have a choice. We're going to talk about it.
This is why I bring it up. The recent gold medal win for Team USA in curling was at the Olympics. It's the first time we've ever won gold medal in that event, ever. Okay?
Have we ever come close, do you know?
No, we got a bronze once. In 2010, Homer and Marge were the Team USA compatriots there at the Olympics, and they won the gold. And The Simpsons completely predicted it. Here's a picture of the real Team USA just a couple days ago.
It looks just like
winning the gold. So everybody's doing the whole thing again. Can The Simpsons predict the future? It seems to happen all the time. And I'll give you some examples. One of them, the most famous.
Wait, I'm sorry. How? So because Homer and Marge went into curling in The Simpsons and won a gold medal in the Olympics
8 years ago.
They're predicting the future because we eventually won a gold medal. I mean, wouldn't they eventually win a fucking gold medal? And Simpsons predicted the future. Aren't we jumping the gun a little bit on this?
That's exactly what I'm getting at. But another example that completely broke the internet for a while was we now have our 45th president of the United States.
Yeah,
of America,
that one was a little weird.
Who is Donald Trump, and they predicted that in 2000. And almost to the letter of him going down the escalator and waving, and obviously looking like at the podium there. I mean, again, the inevitability, I guess. But could we have predicted that Donald Trump would have been president?
I would. There's a lot of stuff like this with The Simpsons predicting the future, but they're the longest syndicated show, and they have covered every fucking topic that has ever existed, so eventually they're gonna be right. It's just a matter of just luck.
It is the truth. And they also, other examples are a couple years ago, Lady Gaga did the Super Bowl halftime, and there are shots of her in The Simpsons doing it years prior.
But with that, here we go. I'm going to go on another explanation. Now, at the time she was on The Simpsons, she was one of the biggest stars, and those people end up inevitably doing the halftime show for the Super Bowl.
Correct.
It doesn't take a time traveler to figure this shit out, Jeff.
Right. Also, famously, The Simpsons predicted the Disney-Fox merger. But again, that's just that's a normal joke that show would make, digging at Fox that, they're going to get bought out by Disney someday,
Don't you think that since they were part of Fox that, they see the offers coming in from Disney? The first offer that Disney gave Fox didn't just go, okay, yeah. I'm sure they knew they were getting offers from Disney, and they would try to be smart by, jumping, being able to predict the future, but it's really like they knew it inevitably might happen.
Yeah.
So
maybe
shenanigans.
The one of the creepier ones though is from an episode in 1994 where Martin pulled out this device and it autocorrected for him. And this is way before Apple ever made an iPhone, ever. And this is way before we ever had such a thing as autocorrect. And yet here it is in 1994. So people are always saying, "Is Matt Groening a time traveler? Are the Simpsons? Are the writers?"
Let me save you time. No, they were doing this. Is Star Trek telling the future?
That's kind of what I wanted to get at. Is that with
look, you got a picture
with Star Trek has had a hand directly in predicting the future. Look at the tricorder. The tricorder is exactly what people who created the modern flip phone. They modeled it after that. They were Trekkies. They grew up watching the show, and when they finally were, adults in industry, they were like, I'm going to make this thing.
I mean, I think we even talked about it with Cliff Simon about, sci-fi entertainment pretty much inspiring the development of technology in the future.
Right.
And we see it all the time, and pretty much stuff that you're seeing on sci-fi television now, some of that stuff people are going to watch, and they're already inventing things, and they're going to start to model those things after the things that another person created in their mind.
Correct. But Could we be dealing with time travel and our brains just go, nah, screw that. No way. Is it like, could time travel?
This is not good evidence, Jeff. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying time travel doesn't exist. I don't know. I'm not smart enough to figure these things out. I know that is just coincidence.
This just made the news just this week. A guy is in the news talking, and his name is Michael Phillips. He claims to be a time traveler. He was born in 2043. He joined the Army when he was 18, and at that point, time travel technology was a thing in the Army. And he traveled back from 2075 to just this week, and he wanted to tell us that global warming is going to be inevitably what kills us if we don't make some big changes. And he also says the conspiracy theory that 9/11, the tragedy of 9/11, was actually a time traveler going back in time to create that event so the United States would not go into a civil war in 2008. Again, this sounds like the ramblings of a crazy person.
And we're giving them a fucking platform, Jeff. I don't understand why this pisses me off so much. Maybe it's just like, let's give a bunch of attention to this stupid guy talking about nonsense.
But I love science fiction. I know you love science fiction. What if time travel was real? Again, it's not, but there are some famous examples that people literally debate on the internet ad nauseum. You've probably seen some of these. This is one of the most famous pictures out there. This is a photo from 1940, and that guy with the sunglasses right there is apparently a time traveler. That's what people say, because he has modern sunglasses and he has a printed t-shirt, and people were not wearing that fashion at the time in sunglasses or with a printed t-shirt. Now, the other side of the argument is that, yes, they were. And this is just a normal thing. He just looks out of place. But it's a little striking. It's a little weird.
It does look a little weird. I'll give it that. But this is not enough evidence to go believing in time travel.
Correct. Another very famous case is the early 1900s movie that famously Charlie Chaplin was in. And this is a still from it. And I'll actually play you a clip of the movie as we're talking about this as well, of this still. And this man that walks by the camera clearly has his hand to his face and is talking. Now, on what? They didn't even have really walkie-talkies, wireless walkie-talkies at that time. Like, what is he doing in that shot? But again, why would a time traveler just happen to be showing up as an extra in a movie?
I hope time travel does actually exist. This person was a time traveler.
Ruined it for time travel.
But he just went back in time, got punched in the face, and he's holding his face and talking to himself and has nothing to do with time travel or cell phones. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Just because a dude is holding his face and walking and looks like he's talking does not mean fucking time travel exists, people. Please, we can come up with a little bit better evidence than this.
This one will piss you off even more. This one is apparently a picture of the Civil War. This man named Andrew D. Basago was apparently a part of the fabled government secret program, Project Pegasus. What Project Pegasus was it was apparently the secret government program in the 1970s that took children and studied the effects of time travel on children. And what Andrew says is that that child in the foreground right there is him, and he went back in time with his handler who took the photo, and this is directly before Abraham Lincoln gave his Gettysburg Address.
Seriously, the only thing that makes me okay with us talking about this kind of shit on our show is that I get to sit here and smash it. So I'm going to continue to smash it and say, that sounds stupid.
It does sound
Seriously,
stupid.
When you say that out loud, don't you feel a little like, oh, maybe I shouldn't say this out loud? It just sounds dumb. If it sounds dumb, it's probably dumb.
My only question is this. With science fiction and fun fantasy movies like Back to the Future and Doctor Who and these types of things that really lay out time travel, time paradox, the whole nine. And scientists have talked about it. Scientists have said, time travel is virtually impossible. We cannot go backwards. We could technically go forwards. We could speed up time, but we couldn't go backwards. But if there really was somebody, what would it take to convince you? And we talk about it actually on last week's episode with
Intelligent hard evidence.
Okay. We talk about it on last week's episode with Dr. Michio Kaku, where we talk about the quantum realm where things could still exist. We Elvis could still be alive in the quantum realm. We just can't talk to him. Or the idea of parallel worlds. And say that there are an infinite amount of parallel Earths out there, but they're at different timelines. So someone like this man, Michael Phillips, who says he's from 2075, maybe he's from 2075 on a different Earth, and he slid over onto our parallel world somehow in 2018. Somehow. Again, this is super science fiction. I'm not saying that that's what's true. I'm just roasting this because it is really crazy.
Dude, did somebody check this guy's head out?
Right.
Like, did he get bumped? He's either, like, crazy or he's stupid and an attention whore. Like,
right.
That's, like, come on. Get it together.
So you're saying that the only way that you'd believe that something like this could actually be real would be hard evidence. What would that, like, if this man came back with a newspaper from 2075, you wouldn't believe it
that
because
could
you
be
could
fake.
make it.
Yeah.
What could be evidence of time travel that couldn't be faked? A piece of technology that
obviously we could, that does not
never
exist today, that we have never even thought about. And
that's why that one movie, that Charlie Chaplin movie, makes the rounds all the time, is because you're right. Guy could have his hand to his face because his ear is falling off, and he's trying to keep it.
There's so many reasons why that would happen, and I can't believe we stuck to that like flies on shit.
Well, we're sticking to it for that reason, for the idea that that could be the hard evidence. That we literally have evidence of someone with a cell phone.
It's not hard evidence. I don't. You can't say it could be hard evidence. It's not.
It's not.
There's not enough there.
Right.
I don't believe in believing things without actually experiencing it, seeing it, and without a doubt going, okay. Otherwise, you're being led by idiots.
Yeah.
You have to believe in the things that are in front of you.
And if one thing science fiction has taught me, and I'll say this is my roast on it. One thing science fiction has taught me, if there was a thing as time travel, and you could go backwards in time, not forwards, but you could do both, but like you say you could go backwards in time, what's the one thing every movie, including this one, has taught us? You go back in time and you sneeze on a butterfly and everything's fucking different.
Yeah.
So even this guy who thinks he's from 2075, who comes back and goes, hey, I'm a time traveler and I'm from 2075 and this is what I know, he's already ruining the future, right? Technically.
I mean, that's what he's trying to do, and I hate that I'm defending this guy's idea. You threw me on the other side of the fence, Jeff, but that's the whole thing with him, that whole idea of him going back in time. Yes, he's trying to ruin the future because the future's ruined, so if you ruin ruination, then you might actually have a better situation on your hands. But
fart noise.
Talking about nonsense. Seriously, do I have a fart noise button here? I wish I did at this point.
We'll make one for you.
Yeah, can you put it in post?
Yeah.
Just a big old fart noise right here. Okay. Because that's what we're talking about.
All right. Well, okay. We roasted time travel.
This one made me angry. I don't know why.
D-Man's Death Wish Update. Brought to you by Death Wish Coffee.
Okay, this week, D-Man. Before we get started, I just want to tell you guys, tune into Facebook Live from this page, Death Wish Coffee Company, on Friday. We are going to announce the winner of the Flogging Molly cruise tickets.
Oh, man, I hope it's me.
It is you, because you're going.
Oh!
Yeah. But somebody out there is going to win it, too, and you're going to be able to go on the cruise, 2 tickets, an ocean view cabin, and you're going to be able to hang out with the coolest punk bands around and the mediocre podcast hosts around.
A couple chumps.
But, so tune in Friday for that, and then we're also going to, every Friday, be not only giving the contest winners, announcing those, but we're going to be adding new contests every Friday. So tune in, and you'll know about the contest firsthand. I also want to say real quick, Golden Ticket went great. We can't thank you guys enough for enjoying that kind of promotion. It's so much fun for us to do something like that. We feel like Willy Wonka when we get to do things like that. It's so much fun. We're going to do it all year round with every Deneen mug release, and we're loving that we're being able to do the patch.
Yeah.
The free patch on the Golden Ticket Day. It's just so much fun.
Because we know you guys want to win the golden ticket, but we want to make sure that you're not walking away with nothing.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
So, consolation prize.
Yeah. And one more time, I know we talk about this all the time, but it bears repeating. Become a subscriber. If you guys want to subscribe to coffee, it can come to your door every week, every other week, every month, every 6 months, however you want to set it up. You set it up, and because you're a subscriber, you'll get early admission at buying our next mug, whatever it is. Say a mug comes out on a Thursday, you get to buy it on a Wednesday. Say it comes out on a Monday, you get to buy it on a Sunday. I don't think we've ever released it on a Monday, so that'll probably never happen.
And I'll tell you what, even more and more, every time we have this mug release, we're seeing more and more subscribers, have first dibs at these mugs.
Yeah.
It really is a matter of time before they completely wipe out our inventory before it's just released to the public.
Yep.
So, I mean,
it'll happen one of these
every
times.
time we have a mug release, it's even more important that you're a subscriber in order to get those mugs.
And another great way, text mugs to 484848, and you'll get a text message as soon as mugs are released on the normal day. Not the subscriber day, but on that normal day, you'll know right when they hit the website, and you'll be able to get a link to go buy them. And the next mug is this one that just came out, not the golden ticket, but the actual colors, the green Dropkick Murphy Deathwish Coffee mug. Proceeds are going to benefit the Claudia Fund. We cannot wait. You guys know the drill. The golden ticket comes out, and then that mug is right around the frickin' corner.
Yep.
You know it.
It's
coming.
coming.
Know it's coming, so get ready for that. We're really excited. What else is coming?
Well, the Deathwish time travel machine. So you can listen to stupid people tell stupid tales about the future that doesn't actually exist.
Only $99.99.
I had one more thing to give. Okay, yeah, we have Irish cream coffee is here, man. I love this time of year.
We got a bag over there.
We'll get to that later. Yeah. Oh, I got coffee everywhere, Jeff. Jeff.
That's our dummy bag, but it really, guys, it's here. It's ready to be consumed by you guys, and it's coming tomorrow, March 1st. This is available. And how many units, D-Man?
2,500.
There you go.
It's all we could fit in the barrels. I mean, this is really a unique way of roasting this, and it's so unique that it's always limited. We want to make more. For example, like with the pumpkin spice, we can make more because we don't have to shove it in tiny little barrels and age it for months.
Yeah.
But with this, it's very limited. And I'll tell you what, it's very delicious, and
so good.
You will not regret buying this. I swear to God. And I'll tell you what, if you do buy it and you do try it, you're going to be screaming about it coming out next year, and of course we'll do it. But yeah, I mean, I can't say enough good things. Both Jeff and I are not the biggest fans of the barrel brand, and that's fine. Everybody, and I can understand why people like it. It's just usually not my flavor, but something about this is just different. It's so good. It's just the perfect. I don't know. I think the Irish must have a great palate because they knew what they were putting in their mouths. Just whiskey and coffee and just delicious Irish cream. It nails it, man.
One more time, guys, just so if this is your first time when we're releasing the barrel brand, this is a limited run because we can only fit so many beans into the barrels that we have that we get from the awesome Albany Distilling Company. And this is a whole bean, 8-ounce bag. That's all it comes in. And when it's gone, it's gone. And it'll be gone tomorrow.
Yeah.
More than likely. So,
I see it going instantly.
Yeah, so get on it, 100%.
And it's just even more reason to be a part of our newsletter. If you're not, just go on deathwishcoffee.com, sign up, so you know when we release stuff like this, so you can get it before it sells out to our crazy masses, because they will buy it up. And if you're not ear to the ground, you're going to lose out on it.
For sure. Also, if you guys missed our Facebook Live on Monday or have not been looking at our blogs recently, we released our next mug design.
Yeah, I'm very excited about this one, Jeff.
So excited. We're releasing this around Flag Day, but it is our joint Flag Day / Independence Day mug release. We always do one around that time of year anyways. And Flag Day is like the middle of June. Obviously, Independence Day is July 4th. So we wanted to kind of release this in enough time that you can celebrate all of them with this mug in your hand. And this is done by our art director, Thomas Dragonetti.
I love looking over his shoulder and seeing him come up with cool stuff like this. And I always love the ladies on the medallions.
Lady Liberty, man.
Yeah, we got a new one, and it is
so cool.
Yeah.
And just so you guys know, not only is this going to be the medallion on the new mug, the Flag Day mug, you know we're going to do a golden ticket for it, and you know you're going to be able to get a patch.
Ooh, I wonder what color the glaze is going to be on the golden ticket.
We're working with Deneen on that one.
Yeah.
We're trying
Do you
for something.
Do you have an idea?
I do, but here's the thing. We're trying for something that Deneen doesn't normally do, that they've never done. And we're
Okay.
trying to see if they'll break new ground for us.
Any hints?
It might not be, well, to think of the Statue of Liberty.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so maybe. But if it doesn't work out, we know you guys will love the colors.
I like that you know, and I don't. We can, tell me, man.
But I mean, you're gonna be able to get this as a patch, which is gonna be
I want
even
the patch.
cooler.
That's gonna be dope.
Yeah, so cooler, and that'll be released obviously on the Golden Ticket Day as we get closer to that. But we were really excited to show you. And if you don't know, go check out that blog. I'll put up a link to the blog right here, and you can check out all of his designs leading up to this finished product, which is great. Finally, D-Man's gonna put it on. This is coming, guys. Here it is. Look at that. Stand up and show everybody. That is a really cool sweatshirt. This is our new crew neck sweatshirt. We've, I don't know, have we ever done a crew neck before?
Nope.
Never done one. So this is the first time. We always do hoodies every year. And I still, don't get me wrong, we're still going to do a hoodie this year. But that'll just be towards the end of the year.
I got to tell you, we started working with a new apparel company, and they really do find they send us all the samples of all the things that we're looking for. We go through all that stuff, and we find the very best quality products. So you'll be seeing our apparel stepping up a notch lately. And I mean,
so cool.
This fits so good. This is the first time I put it on.
Yeah, it looks great on you.
It looks like it was made for me.
It looks great on you. That's a large, too, I think you're wearing.
Yeah,
so that's good.
That is great, man.
Yeah.
I'm into this.
I love the back, the No Rest for the Wicked with our little skull hand that we've been using on some stuff lately. Again, designed by the incredible Thomas Dragonetti.
Yeah, it comes right out of his head.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep.
That's amazing.
So you'll look incredible, like Dustin.
What other coffee company does shit like this?
Nobody.
Nobody does that. All the copycats can try all they want, but it's going to take them years to catch up to the coolness that we have laid out for years. Awesome.
Tell him, D-Man.
Is this still the roast? God damn it.
No date, no release date on this, but know that they're coming real soon. Like I said, it's just another piece of clothing we want to put out for you guys, and it'll be a lot of fun when that hits. We'll get to see. Again, it's one of those pieces of merchandise that I love seeing the design process, and then we finally get the product in. Literally, this is just a test product that we got, and we loved it, so we signed off on it. We're going to mass produce them, and then I love it when you guys get them, and then, put them up on social media, take a photo of yourself with them.
Too.
Yeah,
That's
brand new.
Yeah, but sometimes you get new shirts, and it's like, does this smell like a foreign country? No, this smells like fabric softener and good people.
Good.
I don't know.
Well, that's a lot of new stuff for you guys.
Yeah.
We're going to put a pin in that for this week, and tune in next week for more news from Deathwish Coffee Company. That's the show, guys. Once again, thank you so much. Final time, share this feed, comment, share. We're going to pick one lucky commenter who's going to win this mug. We're going to sign the bottom. It's
we didn't show them this yet. I just want to
yeah.
show you that real quick. That's the golden ticket.
We have one in the office here, and we're really... We want to get a collection together of all the golden tickets, and then maybe do something really special down the road. I don't know.
We'll see.
Smash them with hammers.
Ah!
But yeah, we were really excited about that. But again, share this feed, comment, shared. You can win this mug right here. I do want to address real quick, guys, for you guys who are following the show. We had been touting the last couple weeks that we were going to have a special guest this week, director Eli Roth, for the Death Wish movie, and them's the breaks when you're dealing with people in Hollywood who are busy like Eli. We had it slated, everything was scheduled, and our schedules then did not line up. We're hopefully going to have him on a future show. Nothing set in stone as of yet, because again, he's a freaking busy dude, and what's so cool about this show is being able to talk to the people that we get to talk to, but that does happen from time to time.
Yeah.
We'll schedule something and people, because we'll schedule things months out sometimes, and people will be like, yep, put that on my calendar, and then they'll get a new job, or they'll get, some crazy, travel plan or something like that, and they'll be like, oh, sorry, I gotta reschedule. So it just happens. So hopefully that'll happen for you guys down the road.
Yeah, we apologize if you were really really excited about that interview. I know Jeff and I were, like he said, them's the breaks.
Them's the breaks.
I've never heard that, but I like it.
Yeah, it's one of them old-timey sayings.
I wanted to give you hell for it, but then I liked it.
Again, thank you guys so much for sharing the show, watching the show, commenting in the comments. We love you guys. We love doing the show for you. We're going to come back with a brand new one next week, but tune in tomorrow for an incredible conversation with Cliff Simon. Cannot say enough good things about that man.
And also, you can always find us on the internet at Jeff Wish Coffee.
That's me. And at Death Wish Dustin.
That's me.
Yeah. Super easy. Please give us a follow over on Instagram or on Twitter. I just started a new one on Vero.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like it yet, but you can find me over there. I'm the Incredible Jeff over there.
Vero sounds like a type of disease that you would get.
I got Vero. You gotta go to the doctor. But again, thanks, guys. We'll pick a winner when we sign off, and we'll see you next week.
Adios. Cheers.
This has been Fueled by Deathcast, a Death Wish Coffee Company podcast production. Thanks for listening.